This is a whole different deal than the other place.
But just this plant alone is our biggest by a pretty significant margin.
He said almost everything they source is in America.
If I don't like the company that's producing the stuff I use, then I just don't like the product either anymore.
I'm Shane Stoffer, and I have been in the RV business going on nearly 2 decades, and I'm here to dig deep into what it takes to build something better than anything else out on the market. This is Behind the Build. Hey everyone, we're back at one of the most innovative, largest factories in North America. And we're here to see more components that go into the Pause Reboot. Today we'll be touring this plant where Morryde produces things like stairs, slide trays, propane boxes, just to name a few. And we're gonna see also their incredible powder coating process. Let's jump in and start with their robotic welding station, where precision really comes into play.
John, you're going to find this interesting. This will be our installed robotic press brake. This is robotic weld up here.
Oh, good.
We've got some manual weld in here as well. But most of these people are setting robots up for a weld here.
Look at these ones. These are robots. Oh, yeah.
So right here, she's setting it up.
Yeah.
And then the robot is welding behind the iron curtain. And you don't want to see that. So we have a whole fixture team that will assemble the weld fixtures and then send them to the proper station. So all of these are all robotic welds. Charge of 2 machines or 3 possibly.
Oh, look, there it is.
Is this what they're making?
So this would be an equalizer. And these are
They're still hot. Yeah. So that's a fabbed up equalizer instead of a cast one. So yeah, there it is.
So she's taking it down. Okay, so she's unloading the fixture.
Well, that's interesting. So they can set up a bunch of them in the same
100%.
fixture. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And so we have a whole fixture team. So you can see what we call the pork chop on that side there. She's setting it up there, and then the robot will come back. Very consistent welds.
Yeah.
The only thing that it doesn't make much sense is you have to have volume on a machine like this. It takes so long to set it up, it doesn't pay to do 3 or 4 pieces.
And look at the quality of the weld.
Yeah.
See how it welds? Look at this. See how it welds around the circle? It has to 3-dimensionally point right at that, all the way around at a 45-degree angle to get that welded right.
That's pretty cool, huh?
It is cool, yeah.
Yeah, just
We like to give the machine as much work as we can give them. But again, like I said, it has to be volume work. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
the machines don't.
They don't, because it takes so long to build the fixture, set up the machine. You don't want to do that for 20 parts or even 100 parts, you know. And so she's doing equalizers right now.
Then there's different jig sets up here. You can put,
Yeah,
build, they're all different parts.
all of the different fixtures.
Yeah,
So
fixtures,
each one is a different fixture. And so we actually have a fixturing team up there, the engineers that actually design the fixtures
Oh,
and
man.
then send it down to the floor. Yeah. How many different fixtures would you just guess we have? I mean,
Fixtures? Oh man, hundreds.
Yeah.
Maybe 1,000.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if you go to we do upfits for the motorized industry too.
Yeah.
That's a different case that's entirely dedicated to that. We have hundreds and hundreds of fixtures there too.
This is a whole different deal than the other place. You know, that's kind of like almost like simple piecework. For this, it's just production like crazy of all different kinds of stuff.
For sure.
I have no idea how you can put that fixture in there and then tell that machine precisely where to weld it.
Oh, I know.
You know, and get a 3-dimensional weld like that. It's just beautiful.
It's sometimes we're running we do stuff for the agriculture, like toe behinds, like stuff that you see at a baseball game where it's raking the field and things like that. Those are pretty impressive weld fixtures and weld at the end of the day. Like stuff like this, this looks really, really nice.
Oh yeah, it's a swing arm. That looks like an aftermarket Ford swing arm for the front axle.
you know, one of the things that we try to control also is material in, material out, whether it's gloves, like here. Each one of these guys have a fob, and they're welcome to dispense whatever material they need. Once they've burned up gloves or whatever, they decide they need a replacement. They come to this machine here, they scan their badge or they plug in their code.
You know, this takes so many gloves
Exactly.
for how much work or
And
whatever.
it's not so much like, where's my gloves? Well, I got a pair yesterday, and I got a pair today, and I got a pair this morning, and it just helps make the accountability.
Yeah.
Morryde's robotic welders are amazing. These machines handle bulk welding jobs, making sure each weld is consistent and strong. Next, we're gonna head over to Morryde's powder coating facility, where every piece goes through an intense cleaning and coating process to make sure it's durable, weather resistant, and looks fantastic.
This is our paint facility, so this shift has gone home now. This year earlier, it was not uncommon to run this 3 shifts, and depending on, but now I think they're down to 1. So that'll go through a hung process where all of this will go through our powder coat, wash, dry, and powder coat. And that's what goes on primarily in this building here. When we had smaller runs, we found that it clogged up the machine, if you will, because small runs are just no good.
Oh.
You know, and so what we did is we just installed this over here. That's from what I'm being told, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, this is more dedicated to those small runs. Because it's not that we don't want them, we just have to be able to navigate, you know, large runs, small runs. And so that's what goes on in this building right here.
You're talking about the powder coating
coat,
process?
That's correct.
Would that be like dip tanks or something?
No, it's just that, it's a powder. And so it's applied, if they were running, I would actually show you that.
How do you treat the material before you put the powder
It
on?
goes through a sequence of washes.
The 7-stage acid.
7 stage.
Oh. Stage of acid wash, and then it's dried. And the powder coat ovens, at least when I was doing it in a smaller location, those ovens were about 375 degrees. And then when the powder is applied to the steel, it's heated to 375. It breaks it down and becomes, you know, these parts here, like in our equalizers, a lot of those are steel that we sent out and actually had
Hot dip.
Hot dip galvanized.
Right.
And so that's what you're looking at here. So
I was going to ask you about that. So you don't do any galvanizing?
we
here?
don't. We send that out, and we have that galvanized at a vendor too.
Is that getting to be a harder thing to get done because of environmental issues and stuff?
Yeah, 100%.
I thought it was.
You know, you just need to be good at what you do, and these guys are good at what they do, and it makes more sense at this stage for us to send that out.
Yeah.
Have that process.
Sure,
done.
and boy, that looks really good.
The powder coating process here is a serious business. Every part goes through a 7-stage acid wash before the powder coat is even applied. Then it's dried, coated, and baked to make sure the finish is tough and long lasting. Now, let's go check out how they put together the reboot stairs, propane boxes, and sliding trays.
This wire right here, as you can see, goes all the way down. So when they're picking material, the forklift comes down. It knows where it's housed, and so it'll go down like super fast. And as it's going down, it may be raising up to pick material off that top shelf and bring that down. And so, like if production were going right now, we couldn't be in this particular area here, because it's every one of these is a track, if you will, that keeps the forklift on track.
So it's not a manned forklift.
It is manned.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is,
The
man.
guy is sitting in it, or girl, and they will like zoom down this thing, like they get down there, and as they're going down, it may be going up. I actually got on it one time. It's kind of wicked, really, because you think, okay, what's going to keep this thing from crashing? But it stays.
So it's driving itself,
It
and
drives it.
so they're just along for the ride to shut it off if something happens, or
100%.
Type in the location of
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Wow.
When it sits down.
So yeah, you can see the tire marks. You can see how close it is.
Yeah.
It's just
This is where you
really
come and
cool.
practice burnouts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
This area here, both the mezzanine here and the bottom, this is what we call small part assembly. Whether it's steps, assembling the steps and then racking those steps on. So the aluminum treads have been cut.
The stair step tread.
They are, right.
Okay.
So your step that you would walk up into your
Yeah.
coach would have been born here. The aluminum comes in I think 20-foot lengths, and then it's cut into the width that it needs to be. It'll go through a tape machine, so your non-skid tape is applied. Then it comes here, and then they're feeding it into these cells, and then they would be building these steps. They are put on racks then, and then sent to Maynard or wherever that goes. So,
Yeah.
Wow. What are these things here?
These are
Hinge plates.
They're what?
They're the hinge plates, so that's what fits on. That's what.
Oh, for steps, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
these are the kind that bolt on, rather. Yeah, instead of the kind that flip up into the door.
This actually, it is what flips up into the door.
Oh.
This is just like the strut assisted one.
Okay.
So you can see this would be about where the threshold of the door is. This would it would fold up like this.
So your slide tray, John. So this is the marine grade plywood that we use here.
Yeah.
And then we'll take it through and we'll carpet it in this station here.
Hey, look! We got
Propane.
Oh, stop
Yeah.
it. Look out now.
Yeah.
That's a reboot.
We better take one of those with us.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. So this would be an assembly station. You can see that's what's going on there.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And because of the lasers, we can personalize it with the Pause.
That's an aluminum box, isn't it?
It is.
Boy, that's nice.
John, there's your tray.
Right.
Your slide trays are here. This machine right here, and this is what I was told. So this is picking everything from these rib nuts to the nut to the bolt and everything else is housed in that machine right there. And so they'll put in their work order for what they need. It'll pick it out of this machine.
Oh,
Um,
that's the hardware store.
that's exactly what that is. I asked the question right there, so you can see all the bins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the question I asked Phil Scott, who is over this plant. If we didn't have this machine and we just relied on racking systems like that right there, how many racks would it take to house all this material? And his answer was, it'd be those racks that high.
Wow. Wow.
Are housed in that machine alone.
And besides that, you'd have people walking over there and grabbing them,
100%.
and here you just comes out the right
Yeah,
number and
Press a
everything.
button.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give it an exact number,
It does.
so they can't waste anything.
Well, hopefully not. Well, I mean,
We'll find
they can, because if they cross that
find a
one,
way.
then they have to,
Get another.
Yeah. This is a step extrusion here, and it goes through that process. It's cut to length.
Oh yeah.
All of the scrap aluminum is just it's recycled and sent back to a recycler. And so that's what's going on. That machine there cuts it to length. One of the things that we did here with the extrusion, we designed it for strength.
Yeah.
And then as well as, given this location here, that kick plate that you saw earlier on was designed to hook in here and then come up at this angle.
Oh.
So, yeah, very specific. This machine also, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, this tape will be applied on. It'll cut it and apply the tape, correct? So, the non-skid tape.
In this area, the team assembles the reboot stairs from long aluminum pieces, adding non-skid tape and cutting them to the right length. They also make the propane boxes, complete with custom laser cut Pause emblems. The sliding trays are built to be tough and weather resistant, using marine grade plywood, ensuring they hold up in rough use. Here, Morryde's parts sorting machine also helps organize everything for assembly, keeping their space efficient, allowing for very little loss and a fast process. This plant alone is 150,000 square feet, and with the rest of their campuses, Morryde has over 1 million square feet of manufacturing space. It's amazing to see how they handle production at this scale.
What's the square footage on this? Just this
It's
building?
150.
150,000
Yep, 150,000.
in each building, probably, or
That's this plant alone. We have over 1 million square feet, but just this plant alone is our biggest by a pretty significant margin.
so. John, this is mostly small parts like TV brackets and complementary pieces like that.
Oh, TV brackets, yeah.
Together there.
Oh yeah, TV brackets. So there's a lot of different designs of the TV brackets. Well, how would you select one? I mean, is there like a Morryde catalog where you could look through? Or?
Yeah.
Because that's a really important thing for the RV. You know, how far does it reach and how does it lock and
100%.
all that stuff.
And then not only that, you know, what pattern
Right.
the whole on the back of the TV.
Yeah, because there's certain pattern up to a certain number of inches of
Yeah.
TV.
400 by 400, 200 by 200, 300 by 300, you know.
Yeah, funny to be up on the second level. It's just like being on the ground level, except for, you know, it's a huge area.
What we try to do is give it headroom, so it doesn't get stagnant air, and you know, we try to keep the air moving, so
Look at
again,
that.
it doesn't become that attic effect.
Well, look at that unbelievable fan.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it pushes a lot of off, and no time again. The name of that company was Big Ass.
Oh yeah, I know about Big Ass. I never have seen one like that
Yeah.
though. That
This
is
is-
outrageous.
This is
I want it.
Hey, look at that fan.
Holy moly.
Wow.
That'll chop somebody's head
That's
off.
the real deal, isn't it?
I think that's the plane just warming up.
The airplane.
Yeah.
That makes the building lighter. It's lifting it like a helicopter blade. 20 feet across.
You know what's great?
More than that. That's
You can
unbelievable.
feel it. Go back to Morryde, what I talked about, that original. Largely, this is all made possible from the guy with the rubber shear spring that showed up in the car.
Isn't that funny?
So, you know, don't overlook,
Right.
because the next idea could be your best idea.
Yeah.
And when Bob Moore Sr. was still living, and he would come here and tour from time to time, you know, he couldn't even conceive what it turned
Right.
into.
What had come from all that.
Yeah, and a lot of it is just investment in people, investment in technology, and we believe a strong Christian foundation. We know where our beliefs originate from, and yeah, this is all a part of it. And so it takes all of those things to be whatever, this or part of this.
Privately owned
Yeah,
company
privately
too.
Yeah.
Made in America. It's got, you get a lot of pride around being
Yeah.
able to
Yeah.
be here, be a part of it.
Yep.
I think that's what David was saying. He says he has a lot of pride in working for family-owned American,
Yeah.
especially when you're innovative. And
Yeah.
see, that's what I thought was so cool, because all the trailers we've worked with, they've been amazing. But with Maynard, it was always like, you know, well, I could import stuff, but why can't we make it in America?
Yeah.
Like, we're one of the best manufacturing countries in the world.
Yeah. Right.
Why not
Right.
not do it here? I think that's what's so cool, is like having that ability to
Yeah.
bring these incredible things into the US and really make them here.
We're excited about the future, you know, because so many of our complementing pieces, is particularly when it comes to electronics, that went offshore, and now they're finding their way back to the U.S. And so we're excited for that. And the Moore brothers, Bobby and Rodney, they embrace it as much as they can. They want to source here in the U.S. You know.
Josh Moore, when I was talking to him in the parking lot,
Oh.
he said almost everything they source is in America. He says some stuff from Canada, very little. He says they're always trying to find as much as they can. There's some bolts here and there that they get overseas, but he says for the most part they do.
Austin, you know, he in his latest video, and you guys haven't seen that yet, and he made a comment, and it's so true that, you know, call me. He's talking about Austin, and he said, but if you can't get that answer, feel free to call Morryde, because we truly do want to be a part of the solution. It's a man-made product, and sometimes there's just human errors, so it's not so much of was there a problem, but how are you going to deal with the problem, and that's what sets us apart.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, do you know where Austin is right now?
He's an ROA.
Yeah, he's flown out with some Morryde guys too, right? We've never had anybody provide something like that. Hopefully we don't have to,
Yeah.
but it's like you said, when there is an issue, how do you solve it? That's above and beyond for sure.
I like what Ben said.
What's up?
He said, you guys don't have issues, just challenge us.
Yeah, I did like that too. Yeah,
You know, and one of the cool things about offering Austin to go to ROA is he didn't hesitate for 1 second. He goes, I'm on board, let's go. You know, everybody wants to learn, and we all want to get better at our craft, and we want to present and provide to our customer, John, and his fellow peeps out there. We want to
we want to provide the very best product that we can provide to ROA, ROA to John, and to the rest of the world. Right.
It's really cool though, right? It's a different feel.
Yeah.
This is not like anything.
I just got to be careful because they say me and Shane got a bromance going on. So, I try to keep.
I got a bromance going on. Well, it is the real deal. That's the thing. I mean, I come in here not knowing anything, and I come away knowing this is the real deal.
Well, it's a team effort.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We're all working together.
Yeah.
But it's also like you have some like big players really putting their foot forward to make some good stuff, right?
Yeah. Right.
Nothing's perfect. Nothing will be perfect, but like
Every day we will be closer, though.
yeah, moving towards perfection.
Yep.
This is like one of my favorite things about him is as long as you're headed that way, right?
Yeah.
He knows.
You know, and some people don't have that attitude or mentality.
Well, when I look back at, say, Black Series, for instance, and you and I had talked about for years and years, and it's just disgusting to think about the difference there.
Yeah.
We had our hopes up for Black Series for a long time, and it was just a constant battle, and it never got anywhere, and it never will, and never would, and that was all there was to it. And like I was saying earlier, if eventually if I don't like the company that's producing the stuff I use, then I just don't like the product either anymore. After a while.
It's hard to feel good about supporting something when
Yeah.
you don't feel like people making it are good.
Yeah, that's right.
Or
And
taking
you
care
know,
of it.
online with me too, I'm there because I want to be there, because I'm enthused about things. And if I'm not enthused about it, then the whole thing is going to collapse.
Yeah.
So that's it for our Morryde tour. Morryde has grown from a small family American-made business into a manufacturing powerhouse, still family-owned, and it's clear they have a commitment to quality and innovation that drives everything they do. Over the course of Behind the Build, we've taken a deep dive into what makes the Pause Reboot an incredible off-road and adventure-ready trailer. Starting with the county line laminating, where the Reboot walls are built. We saw their high-quality fiberglass, Asdel backing, and precision cut foam insulation, all bonded with Loctite adhesive and pressed in a vacuum bag for a strong, leak-resistant finish. This attention to detail and craftsmanship is a big reason why County Line is trusted by major RV brands, from Grand Design to the high-end Renegade Icon. They keep it family-owned, made in America, and this allows for that hands-on quality that really makes a difference. Next, we visited the Pause Factory itself. There, we checked out the insulated tanks, the Nautilus water system, and the top-of-the-line Victron electrical setup. The Pause Reboot is all about bringing comfort to rugged adventures, and every feature from the aluminum frame to the composite floor and the Morryde suspension was designed to make sure it's ready for whatever adventure you go on. Finally, our tour of Morryde showed us how all the components come together, from the huck riveted frame and the suspension to the stairs, the sliding trays. Morryde puts their parts through serious testing. The Navistar testing track alone is enough to make one appreciate the durability that goes into these trailers. Even Pause testing any potential leak points in their rain bay. These trailers are put through rigorous events to ensure their quality. They're doing things that other manufacturers are not. What's been truly amazing throughout the series is seeing how much care goes into each part of the Reboot. Whether it's their state-of-the-art equipment or commitment to quality and innovation, it's clear that all of these people care about making a trailer that's built to last. I want to thank Pause and Morryde for giving us this inside look into what goes into building a quality product made right here in the heartland of America. It's not just another RV. It's a labor of love and dedication for people who believe in making something fantastic. Thanks for joining us today. Click the link in the description for the free brochure on each of the Pause Reboot trailers, and stay tuned for more episodes as we continue to take you behind the build of the all-new Reboots.